Hi, I'm Peter Burlingame of the Self-Defense Initiative. The purpose of shooting is hitting. And to hit your target, two things have to occur. One, you have to aim the gun at the target, and two, you need to make it fire. And generally, that's a matter of pulling the trigger. And that's where most missing occurs, is through improper trigger control. Now, you can't control the trigger properly unless you have enough strength in your trigger finger and up through your wrist to control the trigger. I've seen a lot of people that don't have enough finger strength and they're shooting a gun with a heavier trigger pull, and they just gotta jam on the trigger to get the trigger to go off, and they move the gun around in that process. So if you really want to become a good shooter, you need to develop those muscles in your trigger finger and up through your wrist. I have a Colt Pony Pocket Light here, which has got the most horrendous trigger pull of any gun I've ever seen. It starts off, I don't know, around 20 pounds and stacks as we go along. I brought it mainly so you can see my wrist work as I pull the trigger, and you can see that these muscles through here are the ones that get worked as part of me pulling the trigger. So that's what we need to work, is the trigger finger itself and the wrist. Now, one way you can exercise your trigger finger is just by dry fire. If you work on a gun that has a fairly heavy trigger and just work dry fire, that will build trigger strength. But I discovered another exercise by watching an old movie. It was a Western in the late 60s called Annie Calder. And one of the classic late 60s Westerns. And Raquel Welch wanted to become a gunfighter. And her mentor gave her an exercise where she had to wind up a bucket of water with a twisting action. And you know, being an impressionable young kid back then, I tried it and I was amazed at how effective it is. And so to build one of these exercise devices, you basically just need a bucket of water or a gallon jug of water. This is only half full, and that's about 4 pounds. You'll need a cord, and you'll need some sort of dowel. I've got a 3/4 inch piece of PVC, but a broomstick will work, or just a 3/4 inch or 1 inch dowel from Home Depot or Lowe's or one of the other big box stores. And so the drill is basically that. Now, what you're going to do is wind the bucket up, or the gallon jug, by twisting the dowel. Keep your arms straight. Once it's wound up, wind it back down. Don't just release it. You want to work it down. Once it's down all the way, bring it back up. And after just 2 repetitions, you're going to find that your forearms are burning pretty good. And it's working exactly those muscles that are needed for good trigger control. So, you know, this is stuff you can find for free, and you spend a few minutes each day working on that. You'll build up your forearms and your ability to control triggers. So when it comes time to smoothly press the trigger, you'll be able to control even a horrendous trigger like this Colt Pony. I'm Peter Burlingame of the Self-Defense Initiative. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.